Maybe you're named after a character from a TV show. If you are, let us know this morning. At Eamon Holmes, tweet that, or at Sky Charlotte. But more and more parents, this is official research now, are naming their children after characters from their favourite TV shows. This study was carried out by Baby Centre, and it reveals that Breaking Bad characters, Jesse and Skyler, have risen by up to 70% in the last year. Because let's face it, there would have been nobody called Skyler before that series came out. Homeland also had a big influence in the past 12 months, more children being named Brody and Carrie, and I suppose not since The Professionals have there been a Brody out there. And the name Arya from Game of Thrones has gone up by nearly 200%. Jay is the lead character from Great Gatsby, and that's a film with Leonardo DiCaprio this year on release, and that's also gone up in popularity as well. Those are the big winners. Now, in studio here, we've got an Arya, and Arya is the daughter of Tara Chalcroft, and you saw Arya on the list that we've just seen. And there's Sarah Barrett, who commissioned the research as well. Well, Tara, tell us about what sort of dilemma it was to name Arya Arya.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones, and when I first started watching it, I fell in love with the character Arya Stark. And I think mainly because growing up, I could relate to the character. She was a tomboy who didn't really conform or fit in very well. And then when I fell pregnant, we didn't know what we were going to have. And I had a feeling I was going to have a boy. So we argued countless amount of times over boys' names. Argued as in either half would make a suggestion, and they're always wrong, obviously. And then when she was born, it took us about 4 weeks to decide. She's always been mistaken for a little boy. Everyone says, she's a little boy, what a beautiful little boy you have. And we were watching Game of Thrones, and Arya has always been mistaken for a boy, and I think it just fitted.
It just fitted. What other names were in contention?
We were going for A names because we wanted her initials to be ABC. So there's Ariana, Alana, yeah.
She's going to be a TV star, no
maybe,
doubt.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
just spotted you on TV and I think she's confused herself.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we had a few other, but they didn't really have any meaning to us as much as Arya did.
As that one, yeah, very good.
Because of the character.
And Sarah, tell us why you carry out this research.
Well, it's really interesting to see the trends that parents are picking when choosing baby names. You'll see from the top baby names, the top 10 list, that they generally stay around the same. Some names go up and down slightly, but it's really interesting to see names that are coming into the top 100. Arya was one of them. You know, as you mentioned, Brody was another one. Nicholas is also coming into the top 100. So it's quite keen. It's quite good for us to see kind of what's inspiring parents when it comes to picking baby names.
But it's not new. It's so it has always been. I remember with Neighbours in particular, there was a massive spate of Kylie and Jasons when that started out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not new. Everything comes in cycles. It's the same with the most popular names. You know, Oliver and Olivia are the most popular names at the moment. They all go in cycles. At the moment, we're seeing a resurgence in...
What's influenced Oliver and Olivia? I'm lost on that one.
Oh, well, Oliver and Olivia, there's not necessarily an influence. They're probably more traditional family names that have been stuck to. But 1920s names are kind of coming back into...
it's the Great Gatsby
absolutely,
influence.
and Downton Abbey
as well. So Violet and Elsie and things like that.
Charlotte, old-fashioned names.
Traditional
like
names.
Traditional names.
Harriet.
Harriet.
Florence and Ivy are really popular this year as well, so they're quite keen.
Well,
so
tomorrow is my birthday, as it turns out.
Right.
And in 1959, I was named after the television presenter Eamon Andrews.
There you go. So, yeah, absolutely.
With two N's.
Yeah, there's always something that inspires parents, and it's just finding out what it is for 2013.
Think of how many people today are going to be called Eamon because I'm on the... No.
There must be so many babies out there.
Well, there is one lad in Glasgow, one woman who named her son Eamon Holmes. There's only 2 Eamon Holmeses in the whole of Britain.
Do you remember when Kevin Keegan was the manager of Newcastle and there were loads and loads of Keegans in Newcastle? Baby Keegans. Do you remember that? And dogs, babies and dogs.
Well, Tara, you've got a little star there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
she's certainly taken to television, and you know what? Whatever you call children, they become it anyway. People always think, oh, it's a strange name and this and that, whatever. But whatever, a child, it just becomes whatever you call it anyway.